Protests on the streets of suburban Minneapolis yesterday after a police officer shot and killed 20-year-old Daunte Wright during a traffic stop. Protesters gathered at the scene, eventually marching to the Brooklyn Center Police Department headquarters. Police there used flashbang grenades to clear the crowds, and the city's mayor imposed an overnight curfew. Tensions are already high in the city, where the trial of former police officer Derek Chauvin, charged in the death of George Floyd, enters its third week. ABC's Alex Perez has the latest on the investigation.
Oh, my God.
Overnight, protests erupted in Brooklyn Center, a suburb of Minneapolis, after a fatal police shooting of a black man during a traffic stop. The Minnesota National Guard deployed.
Daunte Wright! Daunte Wright!
Police deploying tear gas to clear the crowds.
Oh, more flashbang grenades.
The incident beginning just before 2 p.m. on Sunday, when officers pulled a car over for a traffic violation. According to the Brooklyn Center Police Department, the driver, who had an outstanding warrant, tried to get back in the vehicle while officers were making an arrest. An officer then shot the driver, the car driving for several blocks before crashing into another vehicle. Police say paramedics attempted life-saving measures, but the driver was pronounced dead at the scene. Governor Tim Walz tweeting, "Our state mourns another life of a black man taken by law enforcement." Tensions very quickly rising. Before nightfall, protesters carrying Black Lives Matter signs seen here clashing with police. Protesters also seen jumping on cars, even using cinder blocks to smash windows on a police vehicle. Katie Wright, the mother of the driver who was shot, identified her son as 20-year-old Daunte Wright. His family telling ABC News that he was a good kid and loved being a father to his son Daunte Jr., seen in this photo being held by Wright's brother at the protest.
He called me at about 1:40, said he was getting pulled over by the police. And I said, well, why did you get pulled over? He said they pulled him over because he had air fresheners hanging from the rearview mirror. I don't want everybody out here chanting and screaming and yelling. I just want him home. That's it.
And let's bring in ABC's Alex Perez, who's live in Minneapolis, just miles away from where the shooting and those protests broke out. Alex, things got pretty tense overnight in Brooklyn Center. What's the scene like there today and in Minneapolis itself, where the Derek Chauvin trial is taking place?
Yeah, Diane, you know, the air was already tense here in Minneapolis, and this has certainly contributed to some of that. Those protests went into the overnight hours. You saw that conflict between police officers and those demonstrators. Now, National Guardsmen were already deployed here in Minneapolis and across different parts of the state because of the ongoing trial, and authorities have now moved some of those National Guardsmen to the Brooklyn Center area just to make sure that these protests remain peaceful. Authorities say they welcome the protests. They just do not want to see any of the violence. We are anticipating, bracing for possibly more protests later today, Diane.
All right. And Alex, it's day 11 of the trial of Derek Chauvin. Where does the trial stand right now? We know the prosecution is looking to wrap up soon. What are we expecting to see in court today?
Yeah, Diane, testimony continues here at the courthouse in just a little while. We're expecting prosecutors are going to call George Floyd's brothers to testify, to talk about the kind of person he was. The prosecution could soon thereafter rest their case, and then the defense would begin presenting their case to the jury. Diane.
All right, Alex Perez in Minneapolis for us. Thanks, Alex.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.